Hey guys, and welcome along to your practice today. My name is Shad and I'm going to be taking you through a nice full body flow today. So let's go ahead and get started. I will meet you at the back of your mat. If you want a block, grab one. You don't need one, but they're sometimes just nice to have. So let's get started. Today is going to be a lot of grounding and balancing stability kind of stuff. So we're going to start by tucking the toes. Come onto all 10 toes if you can. Lean back and then place the knees down gently. Come up to sit. Close the eyes down. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulder blades together. Open the chest. Tuning into breath. Begin to slightly lift the chin. Press the tops of the hands down towards your feet behind you. Puff the chest to open. And then coming all the way back into neutral. Reach the hands out in front of you. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward. Inhale to lift up, look up towards your pinky fingers. Little back bend as you exhale, rounding forward. Push your hands long, little curve through the spine. Again, let's take 3 rounds here. Inhale, lift to look up. Exhale, find that kind of cat-cow motion. Last time through, inhale, lift the gaze, look up, open chest. Exhale, push, round, rinsing back, release the hands all the way down. Find yourself into a tabletop position. Sway the hips out side to side, point the toes back behind you. Drop the belly, inhale, lift the gaze, looking up. Cat-cow, exhale, push, rinse, round away. Feel free to take any variation of cat-cow that suits you. Might just be a really strict kind of cat-cow. You might be a little bit more non-linear, so you might sway the hips side to side, start to press out through your fingertips, maybe pull the hips back to the heels. One more round here. Inhale to lift or wherever you are. Exhale to tuck. Finding your way into a puppy pose for just a moment. 3 breaths. Get the chest to the floor, the chin. If not, go forehead, opening up through the shoulders, the chest. Come to fingertips if you have space. Ujjayi breath. And then release. Let's come all the way back into downwards facing dog. Lift the hips up nice and tall here. And just taking any movements that you want to take to open the hamstrings, the side body. Maybe let's find a twist. Left hand comes over to the outside of the right ankle. If you can't reach the ankle, go calf or thigh. Space, gaze is up and underneath the right armpit, and then release, come back into neutral. Twist and turn to the other side. Find that nice deep breath, come back into center. Let's take the right leg up to the sky. Inhale to lift, stack the hips, peel open, gaze is up and under. Searching for your right glute with your right heel. Lift the knee up a little bit higher, and then let's find a circle here. So a nice big circle with your right hip, the right knee. Keep both elbows straight. And releasing down, just gently warming up. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Stack the hips, peel open. Gaze is up and under, and then maybe drawing circles here. Feel the hips open. Equal weight dispersed through both hands, and then releasing back to earth. Looking forward, walk your feet all the way up to just behind your wrists, and then find a forward fold, ragdoll. Head is heavy, melting belly to thighs. Maybe gently sway the pelvis side to side, tuck the chin to the chest, lean into the heels, squeeze the core, ribs in towards the hips. Release the hands and let's unravel like a wave all the way up to standing. Lift the gaze, look to thumbs, hands to heart center. Find yourself here, Namaste. Close the eyes, gently lean back into the heels. Splay the toes wide apart. Begin to tune in. Ujjayi breath. Release the hands down beside you. Sun A. Inhale, lift up. Forward fold. Exhale to bow. Halfway lift, look forward. 2 hands to earth, high plank. Moving through vinyasa, come down to low. Find upwards facing dog. Inhale straight into it. Push the floor away. But let's find 3 breaths here. Notice if your thighs are just kind of dropping on the floor. Push into the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulder blades back. Chest forward, chin up. And then rolling over the toes back into downwards facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. One more. Looking forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift in. Forward fold to bow. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. When you're ready, begin again. Let's just flow through, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift in. 2 hands to earth, step or jump. High to low. Find your upwards facing dog. Push the floor away. Moving back into downwards facing dog. Gaze is either on your big toes or maybe your knees. One more breath here, fully in. Fully out, looking forward, step or jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold, bow. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise, reach up. Forward fold, bow, exhale. Halfway lift to lengthen. 2 hands. Move through your vinyasa here. Connect with the breath. Meeting back in down dog. Let's take the right leg up for 3-legged dog. Push the floor away. Breathing Ujjayi. Stack the hips, take the foot over and back. Gaze is up and under. So today, to get to your crescent lunge, instead of just stepping straight through, I want you to kick your right leg out wide as you possibly can, so you've got like a 90-degree between your legs right now. Lift this right heel up. When you're ready, look forward, come high onto the left toes at the back and step your right heel all the way through for crescent lunge, lifting up here. We're going to tap the back knee down onto the mat for just a moment and then push away. Find your breath. Left knee is going to come in towards the left shoulder or the chest. When you're ready, lean forward, squeeze and lift. Interlace the fingers. Lengthen the spine. Hands come to heart center. Lean forward, kick back. Variation of warrior 3. Point the toes. Core is active. We're going to bend. Take the big toe all the way back. Crescent lunge. Press your palms up and then open them out for warrior 2. Sink nice and deep into this right thigh. Lift and reverse, gaze is up. And then come to extended side angle. Option for elbow on the knee. Maybe you have right hand to earth. Left arm is long. Breath. When you're ready, we're going to come to a bind, half bind to start. Roll the top shoulder back. If you have a full bind in your practice, by all means. Keep the chest up, side body open to the sky. Release the bind. We're going to come to Skandasana. So sinking all the way straight and out through this right leg towards the front of the mat. Sink into your left hip and left heel here. You're going to either have hands at heart center or you're going to take your left hand down and peel your right arm up. Welcome to add binds. I know I'm facing the wrong way, but I'll be facing the right way on the other side. So finding your buoyancy in that space. We're going to release the bind and sink. So you're going to come down onto your right glute. Drop your left knee towards your right knee. So it's a little bit of rotation in. And then you're going to peel it all the way back. Push down into that left heel. And then lift all the way back into your warrior two. Find your breath here. Straighten out through your right knee. Heel toe the left foot just a little bit closer to set up for triangle. Pour the weight down. Lift the gaze up. Looking to your thumb. Wrapping back for a bind. Look down towards the floor. Find your way into half moon. So push away, lift up that heel, and then take the left arm up to the sky. If you have sugarcane in your practice, now is the time. Take a hold of that foot. Breathing here, Ujjayi breath. When you're ready, we're going to come all the way back up to standing, and you're going to bring your left knee in towards your chest. Last time, squeeze, 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 and lower down. Two big toes to touch. Inhale to rise, reach up. Forward fold to bow, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or jump, Vinyasa. Upwards facing. Downward facing dog. Other side, we begin left leg up. Stack the hips, peel open. And then find that nice wide 90-degree. Push, lift this left heel up, but take it out wide. And then look forward, come high onto your right toes. Step all the way through to set yourself up for crescent lunge on this left side. We're going to tap the back knee to earth and then lift up. Find your breath here. When you're ready, right knee is going to come in towards your chest. Push, lift, ground into that left standing leg. 3 breaths here. Last one. Hands to heart center. Warrior 3 variation. Kick back, lean forward, kick back, lean forward. And then bend that knee. Let's step all the way back. Keep the palms pressing together. Cultivate that energy. And then open them apart. Peel open for warrior 2. Sink nice and deep here into this left knee. Flip the front palm, lift up to look up, reverse. And then find your way to extended side angle. Your variation, maybe hands on the floor or on the knee. Binding as you see fit for your practice today. When you're ready, release. Come all the way to the back of your mat, sinking into Skandasana. Hands are meeting at the heart center. Take a moment here. Allow this left adductor to open, the hamstring, the right heel. If you have more space, binding, so you may open half or full, wrapping. Press into both heels, almost like you're trying to stand up. Release, sink the left hip down, drop your right knee in towards your left, peel back open, push into Skandasana, push, push, push. Good, and then we come all the way back into Warrior 2, sinking nice and low here. Straighten out through the left knee, let's heel toe the right foot in just a little bit closer, come forward, pour down, gaze is up. Breath is steady. Binding, wrap back. Looking down, kicking off the back foot, half moon pose. Here we are again. Right heel is up to the ceiling. You can always use a block underneath your left hand if it's feeling like the ground's a bit far away. Gaze is up. If you want to bind for sugar cane, go for it. If it's not there, don't force it. Just breathe through it. Trust your body. Trust your breath. Let's come all the way up. The fun part, right? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. If you fall over, just come back. Right knee into chest. Left leg is strong and powerful. Release. 2 big toes to touch. Namaste to here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bow. Halfway lift, lengthen. 2 hands. Flow through your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downwards facing dog. Hips up nice and high. Take any movements that help you feel more organized in your body, more spacious. Maybe rinse out through the neck, the shoulders. Close the eyes. Let's take 3 rounds of Ujjayi and then flow through that on each side. One more time. Next, inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Peel the hip open on the exhale. Good, bring the foot out wide. Look forward, high on your back toes, step all the way through. Lift the chest, square the hips, stretch the arms up. Tap back left knee to earth. Push the floor away. Squeeze the left knee in towards your left shoulder. 3 rounds of breath. 2. 1 more after this. And then leaning forward, hands to heart center, warrior 3. Kick back, lean out like a piece of string from your back big toe is getting pulled back behind you. And another piece through the crown of your head. And then bend, right knee. Stretch your arms up to the sky and peel open for warrior 2. Sink, flip the front palm, reverse the warrior. Extended side angle, your variation of this posture. Maybe it's elbow to knee. Maybe it's hand on the floor. Half binds, full binds. Your practice, your choice. Breath is alive. Release. When you're ready, Skandasana, all the way straight and out through your right leg. Sink into this left hip. Peel the arms open and apart, binding for a half or a full bind, depending on where you're at today. Release the bind, sink the right glute down, drop the left knee in, and peel back open. Push for Skandasana, push, 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 and then let's come back to a warrior 2. Peeling open, grounded. Straighten out through that right leg. Heel toe the left foot in a little bit closer. Come forward and down for triangle pose. Gaze is up. Moving meditation. Bind, half bind. Look down to earth. Kick, lift. Half moon pose. Sugar cane if it's available to you. Feel your whole body alive. Let's come through for that last little bit. Push the floor away, squeeze the left knee in. Lift up, straighten out through that right hip. Really good, and then lower to earth. 2 big toes to touch. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Flow through your vinyasa, meet back in downwards facing dog. Left leg we lift all the way up. Stack the hips, peel open. Take the left leg out wide, just as we have done. Step all the way through to set up for your crescent lunge. Lift the arms up. Take a little tap. Back knee to earth and then rises. We're going to bring this right knee in. When you're ready, squeeze. Power line through that left standing leg, the left glute. 1 more breath here. You've got it. Been here so many times now. Let's find warrior 3. Lean forward, stretch back. Come all the way back, keep the hands pressing together, cultivate that energy between the palms for warrior two. Open out. Good, flip the front palm, lift up to look up. Find your way to extended side angle all the way over. Your choice of binds, not binding, whatever you want to do today, whatever feels good in your body. And breath. Let's release. Come all the way to Skandasana at the back of your mat. Hands can either stay at heart center. Your variations are welcome. So finding your binds here if they're there. And then when you're ready, release. Drop your left hip down. Right knee comes in towards the left. Lift up and then come all the way back. Push for Skandasana. And we're going to come back into a warrior two. Sinking nice and low here. Straighten out, heel toe, the right foot in slightly. Just set yourself up for triangle pose. Maybe taking the big toe with the peace fingers. Breathing here. Binding back. Creating that space. Look down towards the left big toe. Let's kick and lift off for half moon. Pushing down, stretching up. Flex that back foot. And then finding your way into sugarcane if that's there for you on the side. Ujjayi. We're going to release that back knee. The final fun part. Lift up. Squeeze the right knee in. Straighten out that left hip. Lower to earth. Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Inhale. Reach up. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Vinyasa. Move through at your own pace. Meeting back in downward facing dog. I'm going to take a little child's pose. Give yourself a breather here. Knees wide apart, big toes to touch. You're welcome to take any restorative pose that feels good for you and gives you space. I love child's pose. It's sometimes nice to add in thumbs to the back of the neck. When you're ready, gently just releasing, looking forward, lift the chin, come all the way up to downwards facing dog. We'll take the right leg up to the sky and step to where your right hand is. Drop down into your back knee, sinking into the hips. And so you might choose to stay here, just opening through that right hip. If you have got more space, you're going to peel back with the right arm and take a bind. See what's available to you here. Good. If you want to work into something a little bit different, you're going to bring your right hand to your right knee, lift up, and then pick up your left hand, your left foot with your left hand. Find a little balance here. And you might gently work on squeezing your left heel in towards your glute and also pushing your left glute towards the front of your mat. The more you activate that, the deeper you're going to feel that stretch. Releasing the back leg down, let's find our way into a half splits. I'm going to stay here for a little while. So inhale to look forward, exhale to bow, pull the hips back. Tuning into your breath, your body. Good. It's sometimes nice to just add a little bit of interest in the heel. So you might lean forward, point the toes, and then pull back, flex the toes. Sway the hips a little bit side to side. If you have a full splits in your practice, let's go ahead and add this in here. So that might mean using a block as well, and it doesn't mean that you need to come down to like the floor or anything like that, but you might just be hanging, and that's all good. So just find what works for you. 5 breaths with a smile. Close the eyes. 3 to go. Moving into pigeon pose. So let's bend this right knee. Welcome to take a block. So I'll show you just with a block underneath the right hip, just in case. It's sometimes nice to do that. Lift the hips up, prop them up, and then get a nice parallel shin here, coming down onto maybe the forearms, wherever's comfortable for you. You don't have to use the block. It's just a little bit of support is good sometimes. Finding your way into it. If you have space, come down onto your forearms or maybe even your forehead flat on the floor. Remember, we don't want to force anything, so just come to a place that feels like you can be present and you can really focus on what's going on. When you're ready, just gently coming all the way back up. You're going to bring your left leg around. So you might just drop off to one side. Left leg comes around long in front. Press your right foot into the inside of your left thigh. Inhale to lift, and then exhale to lean forward, come down, closing the space. If you can bind the feet, go for it. If it's not there, just hang out. Good, and taking a little lift. If you have a half lotus in your practice, come into that now. And then from here, really squeeze to place right up into the hip joint. Do not judge yourself of where you are up to. You might just be here. You might even have your foot halfway down the quad or towards the knee. That's fine. If you do have the space, you're going to take a bind. So right arm will wrap around to grab a hold of your big toe. Do not stress if it's not there. Inhale to lift, exhale to bow forward. For some of you, this may just look like leaning forward and bowing forward if it's a new place for you to be. When you're ready, gently releasing. We're going to take the foot all the way back to the inside of the thigh. Press the right hand to earth and lift to open for a wild thing variation, and then closing everything back off. We're going to cross the legs over, hands to the mat, move through your vinyasa here. Left leg lifts up nice and tall. Step to where your left hand is, maybe a little bit wider. And then sink into the hips. Same thing again on this side. So you might just be here, swaying it out. Or you might be taking the bind, stretch back, take a hold of that back foot. Sink into the hips, the pelvis. If you added that same variation on the other side, we'll come up and take that again. So come up, press into your left heel. You might want to adjust slightly. Squeeze in through the right one, the right heel, and then work on pushing this right heel in towards your glute. See if you can squeeze your hips forward. Squeeze the right glute to press the pelvis further forward. And release. Nice work. Half splits variation. Pull back, inhale, look forward. Exhale to bow. And then just feel it out here. Feel where you want to be. Let the hamstring unlock. Gently lift the gaze, look forward. If you're coming to a full split, now would be a great time. And just notice where you're up to. I know that this side is always tighter for me, so it's just being aware of your body. Not to say that it's always going to be like that, but check in. 5 breaths. If you need to use a block, go for it. Add the block in. And when you're ready, let's move into pigeon pose. So all the way, bend that knee. If you want to use your block, same thing again. You might place that underneath your left hip. Let's find a nice deep breath in, and then coming all the way down. Same thing here. So you might just want to be resting on your elbows. Let the hip unlock a little bit. Maybe you're ready to go all the way down onto your mat. Close the eyes. Slowly exiting your pigeon pose, bring the right leg around this time, straighten out through this right leg, draw the left foot in to touch the inner thigh. Inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, lean forward, maybe grab the foot. If you can't reach, the calf is good. Try to allow this time of your practice to be really sinking inward, so you're going beyond just the physical kind of material body, and you're really sinking into a deeper state of awareness within your body, within your mind, and also the subtle energetics of your being. So see if you can really start to breathe a little deeper, sink a little deeper into your presence, your own presence. One more round of breath here. Coming all the way back up. Same thing on this side. So you might choose to stay where you are, or if you have space, let's come to find a half lotus here. Right leg is long. If you're adding your bind, add the bind. Left foot is right up into that right hip or close by. Lean forward, bowing to close down that space. 5 rounds of breath. Gently release, lifting up, placing the foot back to the inner thigh, plant the left hand behind you, stretch and peel open. Search for a bit more space through your right fingertip, and then slowly with control, planting the hips back down to earth. We're just going to straighten out both legs in front of you. Find the sit bones underneath you. Inhale to lift up, exhale to lean forward. Come all the way into your forward folds. Head is heavy. Lengthening the spine as you exhale, pull your core in towards your spine. See if your awareness can sink just a little bit deeper. And slowly coming all the way back up, laying down onto your back bending, of course. Placing the feet down onto the mat. We're going to start with just a nice simple bridge pose. So when you're ready, inhale, push into the mat, interlace the fingers underneath you. Your choice, you might want to stretch the arms back, whatever feels good. And then lower back down. If you've got wheel in your practice, go ahead and moving into your chosen back bend today. And just listening to your body, your spine. Maybe bringing the crown of the head to the floor and then pushing back up. You might want to walk your hands a bit closer to your feet if you've got the space. If you have got drop backs, feel free to move into them. You might want to take a break, come down. Your kind of playtime here. Moving through whichever variations of back bending you like. For about a minute. When you're ready, come all the way back down to earth. Let's hug the knees in. Nice job. Let the head be heavy. Cross the ankles over, slide your hands underneath the knees. Let's rock up. Come all the way up to a seated position. I've got a friend today. Take a nice deep breath in, lean forward, bow. Feel the lower back release. Gently returning back to seated. Bend your knees, take your heels wide apart. Inhale to lift, so look up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, leaning forward, come all the way down. Bowing, let the knees drop out wide, head is heavy. You can always interlace your fingers and then see if you can get your forehead a little further down towards your toes. This is real life, guys. We're going to come all the way back up, draw the knees in towards the chest. Scoot the hips forward just a little bit and then come to lay down onto your back. Lift your legs up nice and tall. Just a simple waterfall today. You're welcome to take any inversions or whatever kind of upside down you want to do. Feel free to go for it. For me today, a waterfall is good, just allowing all the blood to run back down through the legs. You might want to sway the pelvis side to side. We'll take the right knee in towards the chest and set up for a twist. If you're still finishing inversions, go ahead and take your time. Right leg comes over to the left, gaze to the right, right arm peels out. And then coming back into center, swapping to the other side. Rinsing out. One more breath here. And then come on back into center. Hug both knees in, give yourself a nice big hug. Well done. Take a hold of the outer edges of the feet, any posture that you want to do to set yourself up before your final resting pose. Happy baby, maybe straighten out the legs, and then you're going to stretch the legs out long, come to lay all the way down onto your back. Close the eyes down. Close the eyes down and just let yourself settle here. And you're just going to let yourself rest into your Savasana for as long as you want. Feel free. I'm going to guide you through a little bit of breath in your Savasana today. So with your eyes closed down, take a nice deep breath in, fill up your entire belly, your entire being, all the way down to your toes. Hold your breath at the top. And then you're just going to sigh it out. And again, deep breath in, fill up your whole belly. Pause at the top, hold for a little bit longer this time. Maybe this time you breathe out your nose. Exhale. 3 more rounds here. Inhale. Pause at the top. Sigh it out. 2 to go. Inhaling. Pausing. Releasing. Final round of breath. Inhaling. Pausing. Releasing. Feel free to stay with this breath as long as you like in your Savasana. I hope that you have a beautiful day. If you want to finish the practice, slowly make your way up into a seated position. Take your time, tune into your heart space, pressing the palms to touch, bowing your chin to your chest. The highest light in me honors the highest light in you. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste.